Hi, I'm Artificial Fire Tiger and welcome to my studio. We're going to take a look at creating a remix in under 1 hour. So let's start the clock. Now, there's our countdown. We're going to do 1 hour of doing a remix competition from Skya. We'll show you all the details and I'll show you how I'm going to create this and my approach to doing this. So kick off the timer. So we're going to get our competition details up, where we're going to use Skya, which is one of the only remaining websites that still actually offer competitions. Let me just look up Skya. Okay, so they've got a competition on at the moment, Bonnie and Clyde. So after filling the details in to follow them and so forth, you can get the stems down. So I've got the stems down and they only offer 2 at the moment. If you do a subscription, you can get access to more of the stems, but for our purposes, we're only getting a couple of the stems. And I'm just trying to find them. I've got too many things on the go. Okay, clock is still ticking and I'm looking for the stems, so this is a really good start. And where have we got them? All sorts of things going on. Yeah, I think those 2 on the top are them. So we'll drop those into our project, like so. Press Control if you're using Windows and it will lay the 2 samples out for you. And just line them up on the grid. Get ourselves going. I'm going to pull up the competition and check out a couple of things. So let's have a look inside here. The key, E minor, and the beats per minute, 118, useful to know. So we'll set our project to 118 and we'll make sure that Ableton hasn't warped these on the way in, which it hasn't, and we'll just quickly play the stems and see what we've got. That looks like some content here. So there's the verse kicking in and there's not much volume on it, so I'm going to pull up the gain. And over here it looks like we've got some vocals here, which also probably need the gain pulling up. This, I think, is the drop, so what we'll do is we'll work directly on the drop and we'll work our way backwards. So we're just looping on this for a second. I'm just having a think. Okay, so it's in the key of E minor. So what I'm going to do is do a couple of chord progressions. So I use a tool called Scaler, and this is quite useful for building up quick progressions. And there's got a couple of genres that you can select in here, so I think I'll go with a synth wave type sound. Take a look at some of these. E flat minor, that's fairly close to E minor, so I'm going to just adjust the key by going up to E minor. And this can be triggered by the keyboard, so I'm going to use the keyboard to play the notes in. I'm going to turn this up a bit so I can hear it better. That's quite working quite well. That major, that's quite cool. That major with the C sharp. So I'm going to record that chord progression in and then we'll work with that. So we'll hit record and we'll just play that in. So that'll give us a basic starting point and we'll just quantize that. So select these all, use Control U on the Windows to like to fold these down because it's easy to I'll bring that first first chord in, which is actually any minor. Get it on the grid. So let's get this progression tied up.
I can feel the tensions building up. Are you looking for me? Looking for me? I can feel the tensions building up.
That doesn't work. Let's get it on that grid there.
I can feel the tensions building up. Are you
It's quite important to get the beat in at this point because I'm kind of, I could just put it on the grid directly like this.
I can feel the tensions building up. Are you
And just loop that section for the moment, and we'll come back and visit that a bit later. Let's just get that into a loop position. Like so, and hit loop.
I can feel the tensions building up. Are you looking for me?
And now what I'll do is we'll get some rhythm going to play with. And I like to use a tool called the Monkey Audio. Come on. And the reason I use this is you've got a bunch of genres, and this is a very good way to get your rhythm section at least working. So let's just have a little think. Since we went with synthwave chords, maybe we'll go with a synthwave beat and we'll see what that kind of sounds like. Very 80s kind of sound, and you can vary this up with them. Quite like that beat, so we'll keep that beat for a moment. And we'll work on some bass. And I might just go back and revisit these chords so get a bit more syncopation going. More following the beat. I'm just going to record that in. So I'm just kind of jamming along with the beat, really. So I've changed up the rhythm a little bit. There's a bit of latency on the keyboard, that's what's knocking this out of quantization. So I'll tidy that up by hand. I quite like that on the offbeat because it's got this kind of syncopation sound. And then that one is out, but we can do the same there. Is that on the loop, still on the 5, but it's lost our position for some reason. And loop that one and get that progression going over in our drop. I still like this offbeat in both sections and put it there. Let's just have a look at our time. So we're 10 minutes in and we've got the basis of a chord progression going on. Just checking these are similar. Now you could play around with and get some arpeggio going from this. That's kind of giving it ideas about melody. I might use that as a melody, so I'm going to going to duplicate this up and turn that off. So we've got two scalers pretty much doing the same chord progression, but one is doing arpeggios, which is this one. I quite like that as a melody. So what we're now going to do is bring in the synth and drive that melody with a synth. So let's get Diva in. And what we can do is send the information from this R into Diva. So we'll change this up to bringing in the scalar and choosing. So this is the chord, so we'll call this chords. And actually with the let's just see if there's something in here. We'll just have a little play with some of these, just putting in a pluck. Quite like that, so we'll go with that one. So we'll call that lead, and then we'll need some bass. So we'll bring in another Diva, and we'll get some bass sounding going. I'll just use another basic preset. Play the bass using the keyboard, and what I'll do is bring back this scalar so we can just follow what the chords are in here. So the E minor, so we're going to start playing with the E minor in the keyboard. I'll put this on the other screen. I'm playing, but I'm basically playing an E. And it's got a kind of a pad sound. Go with this kind of bliss electric bass. Sound so you can see what's going on. So just quantize that one. Bouncing down to the D. Coming back. That one's slightly off, probably needs to be. This needs to be coming here. That's quite nice going up there. And probably pop that up an octave. I just hit that note and did a shift and up to make that an octave, and we could probably bounce in an octave here as well, just give some variation in the bass, and maybe another one here, up to a going to duplicate it out. I'm going to select that and hit Control D, which will duplicate it. And if it's not exactly on the thing slight overlap, you'll get this, but you can tidy that up quickly by doing that, moving it across. And that's right now.
I can feel the tension building up. Looking for me, looking for me. Can feel there might be something wrong. Looking for me, looking for me. I can feel the tension.
Just trying to think where to go with it.
Looking for me.
I'm not sure I like this bass, it's a bit chip tone.
Can feel there might be something wrong. Looking for me, looking for me.
Change this bass, but it's
Feel the
back.
tension building up. Looking for me, looking for me. Can feel there might be something wrong. Looking for me, looking for me.
Well, like that, I might bring in a little bit more cut off.
Looking for me, looking for me. Can feel there might be something wrong. Looking for me, looking for me. I can feel the tension
A little decay. I'm thinking of
looking for me, looking for me.
might be interesting to vary this cut off with an automation. So let's get in there.
I can feel the tension building
And the frequency. Right click that and I'm going to set that in the automation and go in and play with this so it comes back to that point here, but then I'm going to bump this middle piece up quite high, so let's check what that sounds like.
I can feel the tension looking for me, looking for me.
So do the same on this end bit to get some kind of fuzzy sound going on. I'm going to duplicate that over. Let's see what that sounds like.
I can feel the tension looking for me,
I'm going to change the beat now.
can feel there might be something looking for me, looking for me. I can
Now the
feel
bass probably needs some side chain, so we'll bring in
looking for me.
some side chain. Bang on a compressor. Let's see, compressor. I'm going to side chain the compressor into our monkey beats coming in, and there's a filter here, so it's a high pass filter, so anything only below 80s, so it's picking up the kicks. If you drop this, it will start pumping the bass. So that's all around there, so the kicks come through. And the useful thing about that is that if we then go and change the beat, which is what I'm going to do now, the kick will still come through. So just right, I don't know much about synthwave, so I'm going to make this into a techno song. And see, the kick is still affecting our bass. It might be useful to also put some side chaining on this.